Imagine holding a humble steel penny between your fingertips, its cold surface etched with the familiar profile of Lincoln, but something about this 1943 cent feels different. Not the smooth slate gray of a wartime zinc-coated steel blank, but the rosy gleam of copper, almost as if it slipped through history's cracks, emerging unchanged from a bygone era. That single anomaly, so easily overlooked in a box of change, can turn a routine pocket flick into a breathtaking moment of discovery. Back in early 1943, the United States Mint faced a critical copper shortage. With World War II raging overseas, copper was a strategic metal, vital for shell casings and electrical wiring in military equipment. To conserve copper, Mint officials switched the 1-cent composition from the traditional bronze alloy to a zinc-coated steel planchet. Steel pennies clattered onto collectors' radar almost immediately, their distinctive feel and magnetic pull marking them as wartime curiosities. But amidst the millions of steel coins struck, a tiny batch of copper planchets, left over from 1942, slipped through undetected, receiving a 1943 date. Those stray copper cents, struck in error, remain among the rarest U.S. coins ever produced. Spotting one of these copper anomalies is no small feat. A true 1943 copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, compared to the steel cent's lighter 2.7 grams. It won't respond to a magnet, unlike its steel cousins. Visually, it gleams with the warm, reddish hue collectors expect from pre-1943 bronze coins. If you hold it under a strong light, you might notice subtle striations in its steel-blued plating, or rather, the absence of that plating entirely. These are the key identifying features that separate a genuine 1943 copper cent from more common steel strikes or clever post-mint alterations. Beyond its composition, the story of the 1943 copper penny deepens when you consider scarcity. The U.S. Mint produced over 1 billion steel pennies in 1943, but only a handful of copper examples escaped detection. Numismatic scholars estimate fewer than 20 to 30 genuine specimens exist today, though exactly how many remain the subject of debate. Each discovered coin becomes a landmark event, precisely catalogued and photographed before passing into a new private collection or museum vault. This coin's market value reflects its extraordinary rarity. In 2010, a high-grade 1943 copper penny sold for a staggering $1.7 million at auction, shattering previous records. More recently, in 2018, another example with strong red luster fetched $1.65 million, demonstrating sustained demand among deep-pocketed collectors. Given the scarcity of certified specimens, each sale reignites competitive bidding, with experts predicting that future auctions could top $2 million if a particularly well-preserved piece surfaces. These auction records underscore this coin's status not just as a numismatic oddity, but as a blue-chip collectible whose value transcends typical cent pricing. Real stories add even more color to the copper cent's legacy. One amateur collector in Ohio reportedly discovered a genuine specimen in a jar of mixed coins he'd been saving since childhood. Mistaking it initially for a copper-plated steel novelty, he nearly tossed it into a coin-sorting machine before a nagging doubt led him to a local dealer. Upon authentication, the dealer's eyes widened. This was one of just a few known survivors. Word of that find spread through numismatic circles like wildfire, reinforcing the notion that even the most unassuming coin jar might hold a treasure. Another intriguing anecdote involves a 1943 copper penny that spent decades in a New York bank's vault, mislabeled and forgotten. In the early 2000s, during an audit of stored mint errors, a curious numismatist spotted the odd date on a non-magnetic coin. The bank swiftly returned it to the mint for authentication, and when confirmed genuine, it entered the hands of a private buyer rumored to have paid over $1 million. These tales fuel the mythos of the 1943 copper cent, reminding collectors that sometimes history's most fascinating secrets lie in plain sight. Condition plays a monumental role in determining a copper cent's value. In circulated grades, say, very fine, VF20, a genuine specimen might command $200,000 to $300,000, reflecting both wear and the risk profile of the piece. But in mint state, MS60, or higher, prices soar into seven figures. MS-65 examples, with near-perfect strike and original luster, can exceed $1.5 million. The difference between a worn rim nick and a flawless strike can represent hundreds of thousands of dollars, making professional grading by services like PCGS or NGC essential. Even small surface marks or cleaning striations can slash a coin's grade, and its price tag, dramatically. Collectors should also beware of counterfeits and altered pieces. Some unscrupulous dealers have attempted to copperplate steel pennies, creating convincing fakes that fool the unwary. True copper cents lack any underlying steel core, and microscopic examination under magnification reveals distinctive planchet edge characteristics that plating fails to replicate perfectly. Authentication by an accredited grading service provides peace of mind and ensures you're bidding on an authentic wartime error, not a modern forgery. The 1943 copper penny occupies a unique niche in U.S. numismatics. Unlike other famous errors, such as the 1955 double die or the 1972 aluminum cent trial strikes, its rarity stems from material substitution, driven by wartime necessity. It stands as a tangible artifact of the home front during World War II, where even pocket change reflected global conflict. Each copper cent whispers a story about resource allocation, industrial adaptation, and the far-reaching impacts of war on everyday life. Interestingly, the copper planchets used were not leftovers in every mint. Evidence suggests that the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't mark its cents with a mint mark until 1943, produced all known copper examples. Denver and San Francisco, designated by D and S mint marks, appear only on steel strikes that year. Whether isolated copper planchets circulated briefly at Denver or San Francisco remains unverified. No D or S copper cents have emerged to date. This Philadelphia-only provenance adds another layer to the puzzle, influencing collectors' strategies and theories about how these coins entered the system. For experienced collectors considering a hunt for the 1943 copper penny, start by assembling genuine 1943 steel cents in well-worn circulation grades. Use a strong neodymium magnet to filter out steel before inspecting residual non-magnetic pieces, among them, potential copper anomalies. Next, weigh suspect coins on a precision scale. Anything near 3.11 grams warrants closer scrutiny. Finally, seek professional grading and authentication before contemplating any high-stakes purchase. Even if you never unearth one in your change, the 1943 copper penny remains a symbol of numismatic adventure, a testament to the thrill of discovery that drives collectors worldwide. It reminds us that within the most ordinary objects can hide extraordinary secrets, waiting for the right moment to capture our imagination and redefine our understanding of history. So next time you snap open a jar of old coins or find yourself sorting decades worth of loose change, pause a moment and remember the legend of the copper 1943 cent. That glowing flash of reddish metal might just be the linchpin of your entire collection, a whisper from the past worth more than its weight in gold. And in that instant, you become part of its ongoing saga, guardians of a tiny relic that transcends its humble face value to become a piece of living history.